Hey everybody, Brantos here. So I wanted to make a video on why I hate this Law Tactical folder and pretty much Law Tactical products in general. So if you know me, I recently got this Type A 11.5 contractor with the Law Tactical folder. I also have a Type A 12.5 Pro with a Law Tactical folder sitting in jail. Well, or like awaiting NFA approval, to be clear. So it seemed like this was on a lot of Type A. They were offering it. I figured it was a solid product because they typically put out solid work, I think. But right now, all I've experienced with this have been headaches. And I don't think it adds value. It seems like a gimmick. And here's why I'll say that. Okay, so I had something, I posted like an Instagram video a while back when I first got this. And just, to show everyone, rifle is clear or firearm is clear. Here we are. So in order to take your gun apart, to clean it with this Law Tactical, what you have to do is you have to pull this, and then you have to take this plug out, right? So this plug is in the back of your bolt carrier group, and you can see sometimes it's a little snug. So what happened, which is something that should normally never happen, is I pulled on this plug far enough that my bolt carrier group came back far enough, and I'll show you when I take the bolt carrier group out, that I got hung up on the hammer. So it got hung up on the hammer of the gun with the front of the bolt carrier because it came all the way back out this tube that it normally wouldn't be able to come out of that tube unless you're pulling the charging handle, and then it would stop, So in order to take this apart, you have to take that out, that plug from the Law Tactical, and then you have to, let me get my pin here. So then I've taken that out. So then I got my bolt carrier here. So right here is where it got hung up on the hammer of the gun. So the hammer couldn't really move forward because there's no spot up here where it usually has this cutout to move freely and swing. There's none of that here. So it was just getting hung up here and it wouldn't move. And it's all because this plug that you pull out of there that's stuck in there, and that you have to kind of finagle your way out. What ends up happening is sometimes bolt comes out. If you use good oil, or if there's good viscosity on things, you get it slides out with it. So you got to be careful about that. So what I ended up having to do is remove the front pin from the receiver and the back pin, pull them out to where you can take the rifle apart usually. And I basically had to sit there. Let me put this back in. So I basically had to sit there and wiggle it real slightly so that we could potentially wiggle this bolt carrier group forward enough to get it back here, the hammer back here to where it should be. And it took about, probably 20 minutes of finessing it. But so there's that. It basically, if you want to take your rifle down, you have to pull this dumb plug out every time and risk that potentially. Be aware of it. And then if you look at what this does, so when this closes, it removes that, and basically this added like 2 inches onto your buffer tube. So it adds 2 inches onto your buffer tube. And if you can see right there, it wiggles a little. Like it's not ultra tight there. And it's pretty disappointing. So if you want like a stable platform, the hinge on this thing isn't, I have AKs with better hinges than this. I'm not impressed by the hinge. It's annoying to take down the rifle for normal field strip and cleaning. It adds an extra 2 inches, and what do you gain from this? What do you gain? The only thing that you gain is that you can pack this gun with the stock folded. You can't shoot it with the stock folded. Oh no. You can pack it with the stock folded. So there's really nothing that you gain with this. And I just think it's a waste of money. These are very expensive. You know, I want to say they're like high 200s, low 300s at least for this Law Tactical. It just adds more space for failure. It reduces your ability to quickly field strip your gun and take care of whatever you needed to. Adds extra length that's unneeded. And then it you know, it's just not it seems like a gimmick. It seems like a very, very big gimmick to me. And I don't think I'm not one to typically have my rifles have a gimmick. You know, I wanted to try it out. I knew I was wanted to try it, but oh, here's the other thing. You're gonna love this. I want to take this off. I need to buy a proprietary tool from Law Tactical, unless you know you're pretty handy with a welder. You got some spare metal laying around. But in order to take this off, there's like a let's see. There's a little nut inside of there, so you can see it, a little edge right up there. So a tool goes across this and you can twist it and take that off. So you have to buy a proprietary tool from them to remove this. And they just shipped my tool out after me having ordered it 13 or 12 days ago. So it took them 12 days to ship my order out. And usually it says like, oh, we'll get it to you in 24 hours. No, it took 12 days to ship it out. So it won't be here for a bit yet. They just shipped it yesterday. I just got the shipping thing. I ordered it back on January 16th. So 12 days from that is when it finally shipped. The other thing that with Law Tactical in general, that just not a fan of this company. You know, it's disappointing, but they recently made this new bolt carrier group called an ARIC. So to tell you about this bolt carrier group, what it does is instead of these typical arms here, it has springs here. So instead of your buffer spring being where the recoil kind of hits and, you know, the action moves on your gun, it's in this buffer, this little spring that they put on their bolt carrier group. It's called the ARIC, the ARIC, I believe, or something along those lines. Well, it just seems like another gimmick, because all that it advertises is like, hey, have you ever wanted to shoot your AR folded? I don't really know many people that have. I have AKs that fold, and I still don't shoot them folded. It's not comfortable. It's not practical. And then the worst thing they did is they got this lady on YouTube that just does these classic cringe videos. Her name is Cothron Trust, and she does a video with this new Law Tactical bolt carrier group. Look it up. I don't care if she gets the views, because you're gonna laugh pretty hard when she demonstrates its usefulness. She shoots the gun folded, and it might be the most overgassed AR I've ever seen in my life. She's shooting from the hip, and she's getting facefuls of gas with this thing. So of course, Law Tactical got like the best sponsor, or the best gun tuber to market their product. You know, we take everything seriously from this lady who has the worst tuned AR-15 that I've ever seen. And then she demonstrates about how you'd want to shoot it. Like folded, and it takes her like 2 seconds to set up with it folded, then shoot, and then it takes her 1 second to unfold it and then shoot the next time. So like, why wouldn't you just unfold it, like unfold this right away and then shoot from a comfortable, more stable position? So none of it makes sense. All Law Tactical seems like to me is complete gimmicks. Really disappointed. If anyone's near Eastern Tennessee, you're probably going to see 2 Law Tactical folders going armless pretty soon. As soon as I get the tool to take this damn thing off, it's coming off. So yeah, getting rid of the trash. I just hope I can spare you, you know, like if your rifle already came with it and you're fine with leaving it on, that's all right. I think it's a piece of trash, and I think it makes things less reliable, more finicky, any of that stuff. If you're thinking of buying one of these, I hope this video discouraged you, because the whole point of my channel has been, let me waste my money so that you don't have to. Or at least, you know, I'm just a regular guy. Like, I'm not a gunsmith. I'm not any of these things. I just buy products and use them. And so far, my experience with this has been absolute trash. Absolute trash. The marketing that I've seen for their ARIC bolt carrier group, also absolute trash. Like, if you wanted to convince me of buying something, maybe get someone that I would take serious, that has knowledge of firearms, you know, like School of the American Rifle. If that guy endorsed something, I mean, I'd be all over it, but he doesn't endorse things because he knows how quality control works usually. But not this gun tuber clickbait cringe woman on YouTube that just shoots these gassy ARs and then pretends like she's, you know, Mrs. John Wick or whatever it is. Take it from me, a regular guy. You don't need this. It doesn't add any value to your gun. In fact, it compromises your firearm. And the last thing we want is a compromised firearm. Please leave your comments if you think I'm wrong. You know, maybe get ready to buy my Law Tactical folder. I'm not keeping this. I think it's absolute trash. Law Tactical folder, 1 out of 10. The lowest score I've given anything on my channel. Congrats.